Hello user. Today, let's travel back to 1999 and race in Paolo Cattani's virtual GP on the Amiga 1200. A highly realistic Formula 1 racing simulator, published by Islona. First, let's take a look at the CD. The screenshots on the back are quite impressive, rivaling the visuals of PC and console games of the 90s.
Look out, the driver.
Virtual GP features an Amiga-specific 3D engine, eliminating the need for chunky to planar conversions. This allows it to run quite smoothly, even on the minimum specs of a 68030 processor. For improved visual fidelity, there's an option for a high-resolution interlaced screen requiring a 68040 at minimum. Although it can also run on the 68030 without a noticeable difference on visual performance, controlling the car becomes slightly more challenging. With a collection of external views, realistic engine sounds and replay modes, the race can also be enjoyed from a spectator's perspective. However, the virtual cockpit view, which allows you to look in the direction of steering, is especially realistic and convenient. The CD's inlay includes a few hints and brief instructions, with the full documentation provided on disk as a text file. In addition to its modern graphics and realistic sound effects, Virtual GP delivers a very detailed simulation of an F1 car's handling. To stand any chance against the computer-controlled opponents, you'll need a good grasp of car tuning, as every parameter directly affects your vehicle's behavior. To help with your car's setup, a telemetry option is included, allowing you to analyze data from one of your laps.
Options: telemetry, read telemetry.
The game faithfully simulates the 1999 F1 season, featuring iconic drivers and a lineup of 16 global racetracks.
Virtual Grand Prix. Choose track. Suzuka.
A medium downforce is required for Suzuka. There are many changes of direction with some long, slow corners, as well as 130R. Grip levels around the circuit are fairly low, so a good tyre choice and balance are essential. There are a few bumps at various points around the track as well, so a fairly soft suspension setup, matched to stiff dampening, is a necessity to deal with these.
Each track comes with a few hints, well worth heeding, as your car can be unforgiving of even the slightest mistake. Virtual GP can be controlled by digital and analog joysticks, or the mouse. When using a digital joystick, help options such as the yaw angle limiter can make up for the lack of analog control. However, the game is perfectly playable with the mouse, and in fact, much better precision is achieved when using it, although acceleration and braking remain digital. So all help options can still be disabled when using mouse control. But to get the most out of this game, a steering wheel with analog gas and brake pedals is essential. Overall, Virtual GP is probably the most realistic racing simulation on the Amiga, standing shoulder to shoulder with classics such as Microprose's Formula 1 Grand Prix. But now, it's time to load the game and race on one of its tracks.
Virtual Grand Prix. Choose track. Monza.
Monza is the fastest track of all, and as such requires an extremely low downforce setup. At the same time, however, all the corners bar the chicanes are high-speed ones, so a good balance and a high level of mechanical grip from the tyres are essential. The brakes are also subjected to a real hammering.
Session. Options. Game options. Steering sensitivity. Game options. Help. Fake downforce. Help. Cars damage. Help. Line. Help. Yaw angle limiter. Help. Transmission. Help. Race duration. Help. Qualify duration. Help. Game options. Options. Setup menu. Tyres compound. Setup menu. Chassis. Brake balancing. Chassis. Setup menu.
It's the final lap. The session is over.
Virtual Grand Prix. Options. Abandon session.
That's all for today, user. Until next time, here are some more videos for you.